It's been one of those weeks, it seems, that every time we get one car finished and ship it off,
Wow, wow, wow.
another one arrives.
Wow.
I never know what's turning up here from day to day.
The Ford truck? Wow.
Sometimes I'm not expecting anything, and that's when something turns up.
Oh, even comes with poop.
Comes with poop?
When I hear that something from a barn is coming in, I'm thinking it's just gonna be rotten from the bottom up.
Well, I got raccoon shit over here.
Oh, that's good.
Big raccoon, too, not small raccoon.
What are we doing with this one? Do we have a work order?
Yeah, this one is for restoration. It's been in a barn since early 80s, and it was only off the farm a couple of times.
When that truck rolled in here, I had some serious reservations. It was a farm truck, it had been in a barn, so it didn't get here under its own steam, so we know it's...
No, but look, there's air in the tires.
We're so busy right now. We just want to make sure that we can get the jobs done properly for our clients, and I wasn't sure what we were getting into.
Oh, yeah, it
Smells like a barn find.
Yeah.
Most of the time, when we get a 70s car, they're really in poor shape. You know, the metals were bad, and they were just poorly put together.
Wow. Feel that. That door. Good solid.
This was a really pleasant surprise. It came in, it's immaculate.
Wow, the box rails are like brand new.
Yeah.
Surprising enough.
The shape it's in is better than I've seen come in here for a long time.
Dash pad's good. Wheel can be fixed. It's a shame that actually this is moldy. And I'm wondering if we just soak this in alcohol, that might kill off all the mold.
Once upon a time, I said my cutoff date was 1970. I didn't do anything from the 70s, but you know, 30 years later, they're old. You know, it's only got 10,000 K, and I think very well looked after.
I'm glad they pulled this one out.
Pickup trucks these days are basically cars, you know, with pickup beds in the back. They're luxurious in the whole bit, but when this truck was built, that transition hadn't occurred. It's got a bench seat, it's got very simple controls, there's no real luxury items in it. It's a pickup truck.
Unbelievable. Little time capsule.
Let's go for a ride. Yeah. Last year, we had a client come in with a 61 Hillman, and she wanted to do some work on the car. When she found out what needed to be done, she decided to sell the car.
I mean, it's really a neat little car.
Oh, I know, it's cute as hell.
I really liked it. I sort of thought about it a bit. The longer you look at it, the more you think, that's a good looking little car. And whilst I was thinking about it, well, somebody else grabbed it.
Okay, who's going in the back?
Me,
Madame.
I'm in the back.
Of course, that's somebody else's Janice.
We're gonna go out for lunch. But Dave wasn't that pleased that I purchased the car before he had an opportunity to.
They weren't great cars in the period, but this one's cute. It's been beautifully looked after. Paint's beautiful, the interior is just gorgeous. So now the car's hers. And, well, she's not even letting me drive it. Where are you going?
Hello. We're going out
We're
for
going
lunch.
for lunch.
What am I gonna do for lunch?
You can do whatever you want, but you're not doing it with us. So sorry, mate.
Matter of fact, today she won't even let me ride in the damn thing, and I'm hungry.
Right, so when you break down, don't call.
We'll call Brad.
Can you bring me back something? No.
Nope, not that either.
So lunch today, French fries again.
So when the car came in, we took the wheels off and found that there were no brakes inside the drums. Could be a problem.
Yeah, you bought
So-
a problem.
It was a bit of a challenge finding the parts because they had to come out of the UK. So this car is a little unique. The car's been repaired. The new brakes have been put on. It's time to take the car for a drive.
So this is a Janice test drive. It's not really testing the car. It's more about going out and have fun.
They're coming for us.
There you go. Oh my God, this is rough on the roof as well.
Pam is my assistant, and she is hilarious.
We didn't have the heat on today. We could have done with the heat on.
And then there's Jennifer. Jennifer is a wild one.
I'm really, really happy that you snatched this out from underneath Dave.
Oh, I know. You should have seen his face. He was so angry.
Oh, I bet he was. I mean, once you get past the fact there's no seat belts, and if you're in an accident, you're kind of gonna roll around like a bowling ball.
Is that Dave driving that truck? tractor. Get out of the way.
It's a really cool little ride. So you realize we just overtook a tractor in the Hillman mix.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
So the 69 Camaro came in about a year ago, and it was just this empty shell. It was like what I like to call a basket case. So here's a bunch of boxes of parts. Here's the shell of the car. No motor, no fenders, no hood on it, anything. These basket cases are very time-consuming. You got to sort through the parts and see what you need. It's come from, you know, that to this. It's all back to me now to start putting all the bits back in. Okay. Today, the task is going to be get all the side glass in, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so it's going up and down. I don't hear it going or any scratching sounds, so that's good. So I'll move on to the back quarter windows. So, of course, all these parts aren't labeled. Not sure what's, you know, left or right. So I know that that will go like that in the car. The basket case makes it a real challenge unless you do the same car all the time and that's the only car you work on. So that's the top. You know what every part's for, but when you work on multiple cars, different makes, models, years, there's a little bit of guesswork. And I got this other bar here, but I'm not too sure where it goes. Somebody had taken the time to put a tag on it that said left, and somebody's written on the physical part right. Okay, this is the first thing that needs to go in, so we'll put that in and figure it out from there. I got the actuator mounted in. It goes in first, and then the track that guides the window to go up and down. Lift it up and pull it down. When I was putting it together, I couldn't really figure which way it goes or how the window swings. Gotta be that third one has something to do with it. I'm not sure about that third piece. There's nowhere really that it can bolt to. The missing link piece has a little L on it, so I imagine it goes on the left side, but it doesn't really fall inside the channel, you know what I mean? I don't even think there's a part number stamped into it to try and figure out what it is. Okay, I'm gonna have to go look at that Firebird and see if I can peek down inside. We have a Pontiac Firebird here. I'm gonna go have a peek at that, and it'll give me a little guidance on how this all goes together.
I gotta test these brakes.
All right, ready?
Now my hands are greasy, and I don't want to drop it and break it.
I gotta test these brakes, all right?
You got to test the brakes.
Ready?
All right,
Set.
ready? These worked! Woo! Really nice job on the brakes, Jan. It's perfect. We stopped on a dime.
It's a cute little car.
It is a cute little car.
You know there's a winery around here somewhere.
Driving down the canal, and lo and behold, come across the winery. There it is, right here. So, whoop, wheeled in there and had a little bit of a liquid lunch instead. Dave put out an alert for us.
That's not right, eh?
One of the cars going home today is a 59 El Camino. First year of the El Camino. Beautiful car, beautiful lines. One of my favorites, really, of all time. This pickup truck car combination. It's something that you don't see every day. With the air suspension, we can really make this thing dance. We can drop the air down and give it a lowrider look. We can jack it up for those bumpy, rough roads to keep everything from dragging. It's got everything that it needs to make it a fun driver. We're just doing the final stages of cleanup and buffing, polishing of this car before we take it for its road test. We've done a full custom interior on it. We have done gauge package and some paint work, trim work, and all the new stainless steel. It's beautiful. So here is the 348 with 3 deuces. 3 two-barrel carburetors. Normally it runs off the center carburetor until you get your foot into it, and then the others open up, and that's what gives you that extra power, extra fuel delivery with this car. It's a beautiful setup. Everything nice and clean. It's wonderful.
Is there seatbelts?
Nope. Great. Can't wait to get out in the El Camino and really get it going down the road. Feel the air suspension. See if all the work that we've done has made a huge difference in it or not.
No seatbelts, eh?
None.
None. That's safe because, you know, it's like got airbags made out of steel.
Ready to go, dollface?
Ready, girls?
Yes. Ready.
Nice. Nice.
Thank you for the wine tasting.
That was lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, you have to do these things in life that are memorable. I think it's important to treat your staff right and have some fun.
Isn't this wine beautiful? I mean, it was our good fortune, and I finally feel like I'm ready to go back and deal with Dave. I don't know about the rest of you.
I'm really fortunate to have these women working for me and the relationship and the bond that we've developed.
Nice long liquid lunch. And thank you, Jan, for being our designated driver.
Camaros, Firebirds, or F-bodies, they wouldn't go and redesign a whole window just because it's a Pontiac. It uses all the same window running gear. Duh. That's why. That other piece doesn't even go inside there. And then when you crank it up, you can see how the window works its way up. So it's exactly the same on that car. So now I know how it goes. That's easy. I thought that they went down and then kind of fell back and fell into the quarter panel, but they just kind of wiggle down a bit and then they're down. So the window just stays in that track and it just gets pushed up with that little roller. The extra piece isn't even for that car, so you never know. So just put a little bit of lubrication on here. It's too tight. It's a bit of a struggle because everything's greased up so that it'll work. So now, you know, my nice, perfectly clean piece of glass has got 3,000 little handprints all over it, and now my hands are greasy and I don't want to drop it and break it. And then I'm gonna have to replace maybe all the glass so they all match. Oh, yeah, I hear it's one of those bleep moments continuously. Okay. So you can see it was trying to get this little roller that's in that short piece of track there. So that's what pushes the window up and down. So it does kind of fall back and then fall ahead as it goes up and down. Well, I got one more quarter glass to go in. It's gonna be a piece of cake. So next time I know exactly how they go, I won't soon forget it. I'll put it in, no problem, and we'll move on to the next thing. A day where you don't break a piece of glass putting it in is a very good day, because it's pretty easy to do.
A little stumbly?
A little shudder.
Yeah.
I talked to the owner. Now he's thinking about putting a 409 with a 4-speed automatic in, so.
Yeah, okay, well, makes it a little more usable.
Yeah. That 348 with the 3 deuces purrs like a kitten. And that air, actually, the air suspension feels pretty good.
I like this car, you know, and I mean, I was honestly a Ranchero guy, but, you know, when this one came in, because I looked at this and went, that's pretty freaking cool, that car, you know? I mean, I can feel this car on a nice summer's evening driving by, windows open, twilight, and the crickets in the ditches, you know? Like just that sort of romantic feel you get. I think that that's something that has been lost with modern cars and everything. These were incredible expressions of art. The test drive was great. I enjoyed it, other than no seat belts. And I didn't get nervous about not getting back home, so time to send her off.
You're dealing with rust, you're dealing with corrosion, you're dealing with dents and dings. It is just a generally all-around dirty job. So we've got this really beautiful 77 Ford 250 four-wheel drive. It's project had all the markings of a disaster. Any truck from the 1970s, particularly one that's been on a farm, you don't know what kind of condition you're getting. This truck could have been an absolute nightmare, full of holes, dented. We could have been into astronomical bodywork. Our clients have already been in to see it. They're very, very happy so far already. This truck was stored in a barn since the 80s. So our client, Linda, decided to bring it in, have it restored, and bring a little history back to life. This truck actually was on her grandparents' farm. She pretty much learned to drive this.
Was that right?
In this truck, yeah.
Not for very much she didn't drive this truck.
No, it's in really good shape, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's spectacular. When you look at this thing, there's a little bit of surface rust on it, and even that's marginal, and you literally take it off with a razor blade. So a very light sandblasting and paint, and this thing will be like brand new. We've had engines where you spent 2 days actually trying to get the engine apart because it was all so seized up. It's a cream puff. We just got to take it apart, refinish all the parts, make sure everything's working well, and put it all back together again. None of the nuts and bolts are corroded in. I mean, it's just a joy compared to... There's no having to fabricate anything. Well, just about all the parts on this truck are going to be reusable. It just probably very rarely left the farm that it was sitting on. So who's been doing the bagging and tagging? You two?
Both of us, yeah.
Okay, good. The guys are dismantling it, they're bagging and tagging, they're making sure that, what parts are usable, what parts have got to be replaced.
Is there a shelf for which one? The white truck. F250?
Oh, yeah. Over this way. A Chevrolet, right?
Oh, Ford?
Ford.
Yeah.
When you fill a bag with brake parts or something, don't just write brake parts on it. This is the foundation of an entire restoration. If we don't get this right, then we run into all kinds of problems later on.
It's not gonna fit.
The dismantling and the bagging and tagging and documentation right now is the most important part of the process, even though it's not the sexiest. If you pull antifreeze out of something, always get rid of immediately because of fill.
Yeah.
Right? Or any staff who drink it. Well, it makes a pleasant change from what we usually have to work on, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Less is more.
Thanks a lot, guys. Two guys in the body shop right now are Jake and Dylan. Jake, we brought him over from Ireland, and Dylan is a fantastic asset.
Normally you'd find a bunch of rats and mice nesting in it and stuff, and we haven't found anything like that. It's really surprising.
These two guys, they work in the most underappreciated area of any restoration shop. Bodywork can be a really messy job. I mean, there's a lot of grinding, you're dealing with rust, you're dealing with corrosion, you're dealing with dents and dings. It is just a generally all-around dirty job.
I've been doing it, I'd say, for about 4 years. I started off doing it with my dad and working with my dad when I was a kid and just grew up with it. Just always been doing bodywork.
The boys are working on just taking off the surface rust and sort of getting it ready for prime and ready for paint.
We're just gonna start doing the parts like the tailgate, fender, box. We're gonna start stripping it all down, all the rust and all that stuff.
And they're getting it to a point where it's going to be able to go in and be primed, it's going to be able to be painted, and it's going to look just like it did when it rolled off the line in the 70s.
Wow. I knew they did good work, but this is really amazing. Can't wait to see the interior. Wow. I knew they did good work, but this is really amazing. Everything I asked is here. I was driving the countryside with my wife when I came across this car. I didn't even know what it was at first. It had such striking lines on it with the wings in the back and the cat's eyes, tail lights. It caught my eye right away. The owner pulled in with a pickup truck and got out. Unfortunately, the car wasn't for sale, and then he just kind of turned at me and said, well, you know, in life, anything can be for sale. So we started negotiating there, and it's in the yard now. But this was the way it was when I purchased it. The previous owner was very meticulous and did a nice job in there. It was in very good shape when I got it. I just had to do some things to turn it from being his car to being my car. It was all burgundy at one time, totally burgundy, and I thought it would needed some accents, and they did a fantastic job. Can't wait to see the interior. All the new gauges, most of them weren't working before. Seats with El Camino stitched into it, all new chrome. There was a lot done. It was me progressively every few weeks saying, oh, well, while it's there, let's have that done to it. A lot of the trim was done for the Foose wheels, and insulation for the hood to it, and then I'd check my bank account and say, yeah, okay, let's add that to it. And it was used as a truck at one point, and there was a lot of dents there. Now that's all been replaced. Wow, that's sweet. That's nice. Tailgate party. I got a contract. I think I'm going to be loading maybe manure from the local farmer down the road here. Not. It's a project that I'm going to keep working on, and it's here to stay. Bye-bye.